Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with a review of the JJRC H12C. And I think this thing is really cool. Mostly the design, I just think it looks really awesome, especially in this all-black version, which I believe may be a Banggood exclusive, or at least temporarily. They are claiming that they are the only ones with this color. But it's also available in white and orange. Looks kind of cool in orange as well. White's not so bad either. But yeah, I just think it's neat with this, like, LED bar across the front, and just has a really cool look. And then it also has LEDs on the arms, and it has a 5 megapixel HD camera. So nice, 1080p high quality HD camera. The lens angle is adjustable there, so pretty nice. However, it does have quite a bit of jello wobble. There's no, anti-vibration mount or anything. And I think these 5 megapixel cameras are prone to jello wobble. And maybe that's why we haven't seen them appearing until recently. So I don't know, maybe they may have to do something to make these work a little bit better. So not great on the aerial video side, but as far as, flying, it flies really nice. It looks really cool. It has a really nice transmitter. I just absolutely love the transmitter, especially because it has this dial for your rates. You can see there what stepless speed change they call it. So you press it and just start dialing, and you can go any percent rates you want. There's no just 3 modes or whatever. You can dial 85, 86, 87, whatever you want to do. However, the yaw rate does not change. There's just one yaw rate throughout the entire dial. It's a decent yaw. It's okay. It's not super fast, but it's decent. You've also got a return button here, which is a headless mode, return to pilot. So you press that, and it's supposed to turn and then head back to you. And then after that, if you move the right stick, that'll take it out of that return mode, and then it'll be in headless mode. But just like I've said a million times now about headless mode, it's just unreliable. It doesn't work. Return to pilot will often just send the thing off who knows where. It doesn't actually come back to you. Because it doesn't really know where you are. It's not using any sort of signal or something. It just uses that headless mode and goes back to where it thinks it came from, but it rarely ever works. This is kind of funny here. This function, they've got a W instead of a U, but function switchover, that is to change between mode 2 and mode 4, so it sends the rudder control over to the right stick and then the aileron control over to the left stick, so some people like that. But this also goes a step further where you can just click these little pins on the side and the whole gimbal comes out, and you can swap them around, and so now that's how you can change between mode 1 and mode 2. So, the stick that stays where you put it and the stick that centers themselves swap. So that's pretty cool. You can have all 4 modes on this one transmitter. So that's really neat. And then you can start and stop video with this button over here. Let's see, what is left bumper turns the LEDs on and off. And then the right bumper, you click that and move the right stick in whatever direction you want to flip. I think that's about it for the transmitter. We've also got a spare set of props and a screwdriver. And there's a USB card reader in this. However, mine did not come with a micro SD card. So I don't know if that was just an oversight and there was supposed to be one clicked into here and there wasn't. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but it seems like they should come with a micro SD card since they have the reader, and mine just may have been lost or something. It also has prop guards and one screw to attach them, and they work pretty well, and it looks pretty cool with the prop guards on. And then we've got a USB charger here. However, mine doesn't actually work, so I don't know how long it takes to charge the battery with that charger. I actually have the battery in here, forgot to take it out. So the battery is quite big, 750 milliamp hour battery. Let's see, what kind of flight times do we get? So with everything attached, camera, legs, prop guards, oops, the camera does come off as well, which I tend to almost do every time I put the battery compartment back on. There we go. Oh, and it does have an on-off switch, so once you can get the battery in there and plugged in and everything, and then turn on your on-off switch. So I'm a big fan of when they have the on-off switch. Man, I can't get that closed. There we go. Get that closed back up. So, okay, back to flight time. So with everything attached, you're going to get about 3 minutes and 45-second flights with a 1.5-minute long LVC warning. So all the extra weight tends to trick the LVC warning in early. So what is that? That's 5 minutes and 15 seconds total flight. With the landing gear and the camera, you get about 4 minutes and 50-second flights with a 1.10-minute LVC warning, so about 6-minute flights. And then with the camera off and just the landing gear, what you need to do, you need to leave the landing gear on. It's not designed to land, and you've got, your open gear, so you don't want to be landing on those or anything. So the lightest form, you get about a 6-minute flight with a 30-second LVC, so 6.5-minute flights. You recalibrate it by hit the flip button, have it in flip mode, and then move both sticks down to the left corner to recalibrate it. Let's see if there's anything else to say about this one. It has a charging port on it, which I just think was really cool and clever. So, like I said, you can have the battery plugged in and then just turn it on and off with the switch. So while the battery's plugged in, you got it turned off. Now you can just plug the charger right into the side of the quad here and charge it right through the quad. You don't even have to take the battery out. So that's just really cool. They've kind of thought about everything on this one, and after I just ripped on JJRC for the H9D, they've really redeemed themselves with the H12C as far as I'm concerned. A lot of people were complaining about this on RC groups because I think maybe they claimed a really long range or something, but I don't ever pay attention to those range claims anyway. Those are just made up figures as far as I'm concerned. I think they're always overblown, and I don't fly long range anyway, so that's really a non-issue as far as I'm concerned. But the camera is pretty disappointing with the jello wobble, but I think that's just a side effect of the 1080p 5-megapixel cameras. I think they're just more prone to jello wobble. So the manufacturers are going to have to figure out some way to battle that. Let's see. I think that covered everything. So yeah, we'll go ahead and I'll give it a flight exactly like this. No prop guards on, but we'll leave the camera on and we'll do some normal flying and then some onboard footage so you can see what I'm talking about there. And that about does it. So let's go check it out. Alright, this is the flight review of the JJRC H12C. Pretty cool looking quad. It looks kind of like that DM007, but a little bit bigger. I think this is a pretty nice one, a really nice transmitter. And we'll start with just some flying, then we'll do some onboard video. I've got it on high rates. It's got this neat dial here where you can dial in exactly what rate you want. So I've got it on 100%. There's our full pitch. Yaw rate's a little slow. There's our yaw there, so not super fast on the yaw rates. You can't really do crazy funnels or anything. It's about as good as I've got for a funnel there. First flip was a little weird there, but not too bad on the flips. Looks like it's a little sloppy on the recovery. Gives a lot of throttle after the recovery on its own too, so you kind of have to be prepared for that if you're in a, indoors or something. Got to be ready for it to punch up the throttle on its own. A little bit slow on the yaw rate. I'd like a little bit faster yaw rate personally. let's turn on the camera. There's a 1080p 5 megapixel camera, but no like anti-vibration or anything, so it's got some jello wobble to it. But I like to see that they're now starting to come with 1080p cameras. It's about time these, you know, built-in cameras start getting a little bit better quality. I feel like the left stick is stiffer on the transmitter than the right stick. So I have to kind of give a good push to get some yaw going. I really like the way this one flies though. I think it's pretty cool. I think this does have all that headless mode and return to pilot and all that, but as I've kind of started to make clear in my reviews, I'm not a fan of those modes. I don't like that they're kind of being sold as, you know, anybody can fly these, and they just don't work reliably, and I just don't want to endorse them at all. So I'm not going to bother testing them. I'm just not even going to mess with that stuff because it's entirely worthless, unreliable, misleading. I think it's more important just to show how the quad actually flies when you fly it. Whoa, I think my accelerometer's gotten a little crazy from all the aggressive flying. Yeah, it's leaning hard. Let me land here for a second if I can even get it to fly right. Nope. Wow. Let's stop the camera. Man, my accelerometer got all confused there. Sometimes that happens when you're doing a bunch of aggressive flying and always pitching around with these things. It's like the accelerometer forgets what level is. You have to either kind of calm out your flight or land for a second. But no, it looks like it's still all confused. Let me recalibrate it. Let's see, what was the recalibration on this one? Forget how you recalibrate this one. Well, I don't think I ever recalibrated, but it sat long enough to fix itself. Alright, let's do a little bit more flying, but I think I've pretty much shown all there is to show with this one. I think this is one of JJRC's better products. Looks cool, flies well, it's got nice bright LEDs on it, which you can't exactly see right now, but it's got blue in the front, red in the back. Alright, let's go ahead and bring her in for landing. Not bad. Alright, well there we go. That's the JJRC H12C in the cool Banggood exclusive black version. Really neat looking quad. And transmitter's pretty nice as well. Alright, well check the video description for a price and purchase link. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.